Hello, welcome to my Live Below the Line video diary. I encourage all of you to watch this entire video, but if you don't want to watch the whole thing, I urge you at least please to skip to the last 5 minutes and watch the last 5 minutes, because that's where I talk about what I learned from my Live Below the Line experience. And also, more importantly, I'll talk about what the root cause of poverty is, because every participant in the Live Below the Line campaign should want to educate others about the root cause of poverty, because if we just raise awareness of the fact that 1.4 billion people live on $1.50 of food and drink a day, that does not do a whole lot of good. We really need to tackle the problem from the root cause. So in the last 5 minutes, I talk about that, and that's something that I really want everyone to watch. Hi, it's the end of day number 1 for my Live Below the Line campaign, and I'll just show you 3 pictures of what I ate. I ate for breakfast just a small 1-egg omelet with some spinach. The next was a box of stems, which was for the entire week, but normally I throw them away. But during this campaign, you keep everything. So I cooked up the stems and ate the spinach stems as well. And tonight I had the small plate of chickpeas. Okay, it's the 4th day of the Live Below the Line challenge. And I was really getting tired of eating chickpeas, so I decided to give up about half my chickpeas, because that bag of chickpeas cost me 60 baht, since I didn't have enough money to spend to buy olive oil or lemon to turn into hummus. I was really getting tired of chickpeas. So anyways, I woke up this morning, was quite dizzy actually walking around, but I did go to another market, and so with the 30 baht I have left over from the chickpeas, I'm not going to eat anymore. I had 75 baht to spend, which is quite a bit of money, a little less than $2 still left to spend. So I bought, for my last 2 days, this bag of corn. Believe it or not, it's only 20 baht at the local market. So I was able to buy for 75 baht the corn, a small bag of pork, which is another 20 baht. So I know it's just a little bit, but it's some protein at least. A little bag of fruit, pineapple, fresh pineapple for 10 baht. And what else? Oh, and 3 bananas for 20 baht. So it was a bonanza. So I feel like that's so much food for my last 2 days, and I still have a little bit of spinach and 2 eggs. So that is a lot of food, or at least it seems like a lot of food when you haven't been eating anything. So I think for my last 2 days, I will be okay. Oh, I'm back on the end of the 4th day, just to show you that picture that I showed you of the pineapples with the sugar and chili in it. Because the sugar and the chili came with pineapple for 10 baht, and during this experience I've learned you don't want to waste any food whatsoever. So just having that little bag of sugar was a joy, was a treat to also eat that with the pineapple. Okay, so I'm back, the 5th and last day of the Live Below the Line campaign, and I have to say, at this point I'm starving, I'm jonesing for food, so I can't wait. I'm going to order a large pizza at midnight and eat it all to myself. But anyways, the hardest part about this campaign was probably trying to keep my regular routine. So it was not just living on $1.50 a day of food and water, but also trying to work, because at times my mental capacity would go. I would feel dizzy, I forget what I was doing, I walk in the elevator, forget what floor I was going to. I tried to keep working out as well, because I normally try to stay healthy and at least exercise an hour every day. I thought I could swim, so I kept swimming. But even then, I was incredibly hungry afterwards, because I had such low caloric intake. I was basically utilizing all my calories just to work out. And one day, on Thursday, I did try to, which is the 4th day of this campaign, I did try to weight train, but it was a joke, because after the first set of the first exercise, I was already exhausted. So, I realized that people that live on $1.50 a day, they work every day, usually physical, manual, hard labor. So I have to give it up to them because I had a hard time doing anything physical during these 5 days. I don't even remember if I went over this before, but also emotionally, it's very difficult. You go on an emotional roller coaster because there are times I was miserable. There are times I got depressed during the 5 days of just starving every day. Now, one thing I want everyone to take away from this, because this is the most important facet, I believe, is not just to go through this for 5 days, because I know that's nothing. A lot of people will belittle that, but I think it still is a valuable experience because I've never done it before, so I never knew what it was like to starve for 5 days. But, thankfully, Bangkok was voted as the best street eats in the world, so we had the best street food in the world. But here's one thing to take away from that, because just 8 years ago, $1.50, if I converted that over to Thai baht in Bangkok, would actually amount to 63 baht. And 8 years ago, a lot of food that was 20 baht was just 10 baht. So it's crazy because $1.50 today only amounts to 44 baht. So already that's cutting in, that's almost 50% less. Because remember, I told you 8 years ago, we converted to 63 baht. So I almost have 50% less money to buy food just because of what the bankers have done to devalue the US dollar so much. And that is the results and the consequences of fractional reserve banking. The bankers always will steal your wealth. So, before I told you as well that a lot of food that was 10 baht just 8 years ago now costs 20 baht. So things like a bowl of noodles or a bowl of soup, rice and other, just rice dishes. So think about it, 44 baht I can buy 2 dishes that are worth 10 baht, but it's 63 baht I can buy 6 dishes, six that were just 10 baht a piece. So the amount of food I could buy has decreased 200% on $1.50 a day. 200%. Think about that for a second. I could buy 200% less food than just 8 years ago on $1.50 a day. And that is the problem that is causing billions of people to go to bed starving and hungry every single night. That is the root cause of poverty around the world. That's what everyone that has participated below the line needs to realize, that poverty will never, never, never end. People that are living in poverty will never be able to get out of poverty as long as we keep the fractional reserve banking and monetary system. So the number one thing, everyone that participated in this campaign, the number one goal should be to educate everyone about the wicked ways of this fractional reserve banking system. Because think about it, just because of the devaluation of the US dollar, I could eat 200% more food 8 years ago than I can today on $1.50 a day. And that is terrible. That is atrocious thing that the central bankers have done. So you must realize that the root cause of poverty today, and it will be unsolvable until we get sound money. Now, what is sound money? Sound money is gold and silver. And this video is, I don't want to go into too much because that topic is way too long a point to cover, but for the sake of this video. But if you want to understand, please go. I'll put some links in the video description below if you really want to understand why I'm so adamant about saying the fractional reserve banking system is the #1 contributor to poverty and the #1 sustainer of poverty all around the world. So I'll put some links again in the description below. So please check it out. Thanks a lot for watching. This Below the Line campaign has been great for me. It's been great for my understanding of poverty and hunger, and also the fact that we need to do something to solve this problem. Because if I was miserable just a couple times during the 5 days a week, I can't imagine being this hungry, this miserable for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for years upon years upon years in a row. This is a problem we definitely need to solve. Okay, thanks for watching again, and take care.